Today, we head back north of the border, back into Canada, my friends, and we're talking about, well, we do talk a little about Canada, but mostly we talk about covering our eyeballs this week on the Ski Rex Media podcast. Doing everybody, it is of course Tim from Ski Rex Media, hoping you are having a wonderful day, and thank you for joining me here on the old Ski Rex Media podcast, bringing you news and interviews and stories, mostly stories from the world of skiing, snowboarding, snow sports of all kind, every kind. Right. How you doing out there, everybody? I hope you're ready for this one. This one, we go north of the border. As I said in the introduction, we go north of the border to talk to Jared from Good Day Optics to talk about covering our eyes and why he started the company Good Day Optics up there to start making goggles and sunglasses. It's actually a very cool story. We're going to get into that in a minute. First, I want to talk to you about places to ski, in particular Whaleback Mountain. That's right, Whaleback Mountain in Enfield, New Hampshire. Very easy to get to, one of the most accessible mountains on the planet. It is on the interstate, practically on the interstate. You could spit from the interstate and hit cars in the parking lot. Exit 16 off I-89. Very easy to find, wonderful place. I love it. It is my home mountain. They have everything you could want in a small package. If you want groomed runs, they have groomed runs. If you want natural runs, they have natural runs. You want trees, they have trees. If you need to learn how to do it, they can teach you how to do it. If you need equipment to learn how to do it, they can rent you equipment. They can do all kinds of stuff up there. It is wonderful. I love the place. And this year they are a full Indy Pass partner. So if you have an Indy Pass, you have 2 days waiting for you at Whaleback Mountain. I suggest you come check it out. I will be there very often. If not skiing, I'll be working on the lifts or running the lifts. I'll be a lift operator, a lifty. Whaleback Mountain, ski it to believe it. Before I get into the interview this week, I wanted to bring up something that might become part of the ad read. Now, for those who are GA, general audiences that get this every week through Podbean or your favorite podcast app, you know I do an ad read. It's been for Whaleback for a long time. Last season, St. Skis and Snowboards, St. Custom Skis and Snowboards was the ad read. Also during that time, part of the ad read was for the Snowbound Expo. I was a press partner for the Snowbound Expo, so that went in for the ad read as well. This year, however, we have a new partner here at Ski Rex Media. I don't think I've announced it. I know I've alluded to it. I know I've told other people about it, but I haven't done a big announcement about it. And I don't know if I'm going to do a big fanfare announcement. I don't think I have the budget to get out fireworks, have a parade, do all kinds of crazy stuff like that. Like, I can't get that done. But what I can do is tell you that this season, Ski Rex Media is partnering with the Epic Pass. That's right, you heard it. I, Tim from Ski Rex Media, will be riding Epic Pass mountains this season, mostly, or specifically I should say, in New Hampshire. The deal is, if I go check out the Epic Mountains in New Hampshire, that being Crotchet Mountain, Mount Sunapee, Wildcat, and Attitash, I can ride the Epic Pass. So I will be riding that for them. I will be making content for them. It'll be a big old fun partnership. You never know where I might show up. I and my contact over there, I don't know if she wants her name on the podcast. I'll have to find that out. But we have a few ideas we're kicking around. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So you will see me kicking around the New Hampshire Epic Mountains this season more than once. And you know what? Let's do some of the ones in Vermont too. I will make my return to Mount Snow. I haven't been to Mount Snow since, I don't know, the early 2000s, 10, 15 years ago. At least 15 years ago. That's how long it's been since I've been to Mount Snow, a place I grew up at, a place I worked at in high school, the place where I tell people I was an acquaintance of Kelly Clark, as in we gave each other the head nod and the hello before anybody knew who she was, and people think I mean I actually know her. I don't know her. I don't know her at all. She was just there at the same time I and all my friends who worked at the mountain were. Plus, First time visits to a chemo and stow, we'll get those in too, adding those numbers, getting those numbers up for the season, getting them up, man. All of it. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. So Ski Rex Media and Epic Pass together in this season, the 23-24 season. It's going to be awesome. I still have to go pick up my Epic Pass, which is something I'll be getting to do this week. 100%. I will get it done now that actually just about, by the time you hear this, all of my non-skiing early season ski events will be finished, and I'll be able to get out on the mountain as well. I know several of you have already been out a couple days, more than one day, for early season riding, man. Early season riding, skiing, all that good stuff. And I hope you have enjoyed every minute. Now, for those who have been listening to the Ski Rex Media podcast for some time, you know I've gone out of the country to get my interviews, and always in the sake of education, because I don't know what I'm talking about ever. We know that. Gotten UK folks, people from England. I got people from England who are in Canada. Isn't that something? Now we're back in Canada with our new friend, Jared. Jared, how you doing, brother?
Good, and yourself?
I'm always doing good, man. I am just wigging out. We're recording the day before American Thanksgiving. We missed Canadian Thanksgiving a month and a half ago. I have been in Canada during Thanksgiving for them too, so to say I've celebrated, I have kind of with dominoes. Anyway, doesn't matter. So Jared here, he's going to talk to us about optics, things you put over your eyes, glasses, goggles, something I love. I hate skiing without goggles these days. I detest it. I hate that I don't have a clear lens for my goggles, so when I'm skiing at night, I have to wear shades, and it sucks because, Whaleback has great brand new LED lights, but it's not enough when you're basically wearing sunglasses. So Jared, we're going to get into all that with him. He's going to tell us all about it, and we're going to start where we usually start. Dude, tell us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Jared, founder of Good Day Optics, or as I like to call myself, the CEO. So I'm the one. Yeah. As you can tell, big skier. I just started the optics company in August of last year after I watched my mom pass away in 17 days. So it's kind of some of my worst days. So I built Good Day Optics to be a brand that helps people have more good days.
Now that's actually really interesting. Sad story, but it comes back around. You're building something good out of it. And the story is on their website. gooddayoptics.com. That link will be in the description later. Don't check it now if you're driving around. Listen to this. You don't want to get that ticket or get into a wreck. So your mom passes. You decide to do this. Now, the vibe, I understand. Why tie the optics to it?
So I've been playing around in the manufacturing space for a while. I've made jackets, pants, base layers, mitts, everything in a small scale.
Sure.
So then I was looking for something to build, and I'm like, I don't see very many small goggle companies. So that's what I started in the winter. I was like, okay, I'll do goggles in the winter. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do in the summer? And, I'm like, sunglasses are kind of like the goggles of the summer. And my mom was always outside in a pair of sunglasses. So ties nicely together.
And that's awesome. I love a good pair of sunglasses. I love a pair of cheap sunglasses. I'm not going to lie about it. And I love a great pair of goggles. Again, I can't even fathom skiing without them. Even though I have done it, I don't like to do it. Nobody likes to do it. So you have the vibe of it. Like I mentioned, the vibe of Good Day Optics. Good Day. It's a whole thing. If you go to Jared's website, Good Day Optics, you'll see that is like the cornerstone. It almost feels like the product is second to the message. What would you say about that?
Yeah, I think we focus on both. Like we're one of the few companies, probably we call us the best. Maybe there's someone else out there who does it better, but I haven't found them yet because our warranty covers scratches, user damage. So if you want to drive over it with a car, or losing it. So if we have one too many après after a good ski day and we forget them in the hill, we'll replace that for you. So our product is great, but it's an emotional tie that we also talk about. So it's both sides.
Totally. Now, is this just you, or is this like a whole family thing? Since your mother was like the catalyst, the spark, is this a whole family operation, or is this just you going at it?
Just me going at it. Just me. Wife will potentially might join on in the future.
Nice.
Sky's sky's the limit. We'll see where it goes. My end goal, there's a big one of like lots of different brands. So I think she'll come on eventually.
End game of lots of different brands. So Good Day is the beginning, and you're going to be making other stuff?
Yeah, because when I first started making stuff, I made it all under one brand, and it's hard to build something when you have jackets and mitts and totally different sides. And like, I was playing with goggles. I'm like, oh, I'll bring that in. So now it's like build one product, do it very well, bring on team to do it, build that up, and then have employees buy in, because I think there's nothing better than inspiring and motivating your employees to be part owners of your company. Have my little exit a little bit, still own partial, and then keep building more brands. So then we have like a powerhouse of like brands that do better.
Gotcha. So just building blocks, starting baby stepping your way up. Awesome. Love it. Yeah. Love the co-op type model too. I believe is one of the names for the employee bought in type model. I don't remember offhand. I think that's correct. If I'm not right, someone will tell me, I'm sure. It sounds awesome. You make a good product. Let's get into the product. Let's go right there right now. Now, just as a frame of reference, everybody, and when Jared first started reaching out to me and we were talking, he's asking me what I ride now. I ride a pair of Shady Rays goggles now, and sunglasses for that matter. Cheap, similar in warranty, very similar product. So the thing I like about yours so far is your product line is small. Similar to like I like restaurants that have a small menu. It means they focused on something, they're going to get it right because that's all they have to do. They don't have to worry about 2 tons of things. Would you say that's accurate with what you got going on?
Yeah, I mean, we're small, so you can't focus on launching 100 different items at once. So we focus on, like, started with our goggle, did a ski goggle and spherical lens. Then we come to summer, bring out 2 sunglasses, grow from there. Then now we're bringing out our second pair of goggles that will do both sports.
I saw that. That was actually kind of neat because they have a set of goggles that is snow and MTB. And these things, as the years go on, man, you almost are the outsider if you're not doing both. Not that you have to do both. I'm not saying anybody should have to do both. I don't ride a mountain bike anymore. It's just not my thing anymore. I prefer road riding. Plus what you kids are doing on those mountain bikes, man, is ridiculous. We weren't doing that in the 90s. We just weren't doing that. But then again, I mean, people are doing stuff on skis and snowboards now. Some kid just hit a 2160. Did you see this?
I had heard, didn't hear the 2160. I heard the last full rotation, which I think was like the 1880 or something like that.
Yeah, some kid, I can't remember where he's from offhand, just threw a 2160. I'm like, yeah, I've done that too in a video game. 100% in a video game. We were just talking to another one of our Canadian brethren, Steep up there, YouTuber, and we were talking about that. He's a gamer, and he's like, dude, I don't know how they do it. And he knows how to do that stuff. He rode freestyle. Yeah. But that's not the point. See, this is what I was telling Jared before we got into it. I have to time my interviews because it'll just go off in left direction. Me and Jared are going to be sitting here talking about which mountains we like, and you all are going to get, not bored. You'll actually kind of like it. Anyway, not the point. So you have an MTB goggle and a snow goggle. That's where I was. Great idea to combine it. It feels a little unique. I don't think I've seen it combined. Now, as an extension of that, could one anyway use just any set of goggles for both sports, or is there a design, like, do you have a design that just works better to do both? That's great for both, if that makes sense.
You can do mountain biking with the ski goggle. You can't go the other way though, because the difference is with mountain bike goggles, it's a single layer lens, where in skiing you're multi-layer lens, because it's the temperature change, right? Your face is hot and then the outside is cold. So if you have your single layer lens, you'll just fog up all the time, where it's that space in between them that allows to make a snow goggle. But frame and strap is, there are different shapes and stuff like that, but for the most part, you can do it the same.
See, and here's what I'm talking about. I go find someone who knows what they're talking about, because I don't know. I have seen someone ride in a pair of, and I think they were just being goofy, but pair of base, kind of thing you'd see on a construction site. And I was like, all right, dude, do your thing. That's kind of awesome. But there actually is a reason. So how do you achieve it then? Like, because it is shaped different than your single snow goggle. How does it work? If you could elaborate.
Yeah, we use like, magnets have been great for the goggle industry. You can quick change the lens. So yeah, we have a separate lens that you just swap in and out. So same strap. But for everyone else, like we focus on good days where everyone else a lot of times focuses on profit first. So why would I make a goggle that can do both when I can sell you two goggles at $200, $300 a pop? So that's $600 total, rather than selling you like one goggle that did both of them.
And you know what? I get that part too, but I'm all about simplicity and I'm all about minimalism. If you could sell me a whole kit that would just put me on sticks in the right clothes with goggles and a helmet, all as one unit that I could just wrap myself into and stand up out of my chair and go, I'm there. I would rather buy that. So I was eyeing up those goggles. Like, again, I don't ride mountain bike anymore. So I wouldn't buy it, but that's because I don't. I just need snow goggles. But I could see for someone who would, God, to be able to just, at the end of the snow season, be like, well, get the bike out. And while you're cleaning up your bike, you're cleaning up your goggles, swapping your lens, and you just go. You don't have to look for anything. You don't have to worry about it. Sure, you may have to change your strap every once in a while, especially if you got a big head like me, it stretches things out, but other than that, I love the idea of multi-use product. I think that's fantastic.
Well, and, if for someone who does both sports, you buy the one that does both, but we also separate it where we'll send it out just with a mountain bike goggle or just with a snow goggle.
Oh, cool. So
or a snow lens.
That's cool. So if someone says, hey, I want this, you'll do it.
Yeah, the options on our website.
Oh,
you just pick the one that applies to you.
Oh, see, I didn't even see that part. Tim from Ski Rex Media, king of research. Awesome. No, that's great. And it looks good. Multiple strap options, the usual, I really shouldn't say the usual because I don't know what I'm talking about, but it appears to be modern technology. So everything's shaded the right way. You have low light options versus bright light options, which again, like I was joking about before, is very necessary. While I was making a joke about it, I need a clear or at least a low light lens for night skiing because I do enjoy it.
Yeah, and that's what we're adding because we got asked a lot because like up here in Edmonton, we have a lot of local hills that use light, and a clear lens is great. So yeah, we'll have clear lens options hopefully this winter.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Clear, even better for low light. Like, I mean, there's been times, and the thing is, this is the beauty, like you were saying, magnets have worked so well. I've been on days that start out bright, sunshiny, and then you're skiing along, and all of a sudden the fog rolls in. It'd be nice to be able to just, swap. Mm-hmm. And I can do that now. I do have a low light goggle lens and a bright light goggle lens. But again, I want a clear lens, but low light's great too. It's just even as the hills start to put in these new bright LEDs for night skiing, it's not going to matter because they basically light it up. Shout out to Gunstock Mountain out there in New Hampshire. They have so many of these lights. I swear you can see the thing from the space station. I will guarantee it 100%. It's so bright. So up there in Edmonton, that's awesome. How's winter looking up there so far? Is it snowing?
No, we had a little bit. We had like our, 4 days of snow where no one can drive and a lot of crashes, but then it all melted. And last 2-3 years, we've been really warm and dry.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of late. Like we start skiing in November 10th or like Remembrance Day, like 11th, 9th, 11th, around there.
Sure.
And like the hills are open, but it's a lot of artificial snow. And like the ones that don't rely on artificial snow are like very lacking at the moment.
That's a bummer, man. So are you itching to get out? Have you got out yet or no?
I haven't because Edmonton is further away from the mountains now, whereas when I was in Calgary, it's only an hour drive.
Sure.
So I haven't made it down there. And like the local hills, we're supposed to usually open up end of November. We're probably not opening till January now.
That's a wicked bummer, man. Holy smokes. So we talked to another new friend, another manufacturer down in Australia. She said the winter there was better than it looked on film in the news and whatnot. Wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. And now we're here in Canada, at least in the Edmonton area, is rough. I don't know how it is on the rest. I haven't talked to anybody. I don't know what's open, across the country. I know it's open here across the country. Well, not by heart, but I know that we got a lot going on here. That's a shame, man. Come on down to the States. We'll ride. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. I know Winter Park's open, and A Basin, and Eldora.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah, I know they're open. I just I never know the names, so I pronounce them wrong. But
dude, don't worry about that. There's across U.S. and Canada, there's like 500 active mountains. Nobody can know them all. For the people that do, shout out to you, man. You impressed me. I'm good. I don't need to know them all.
I don't know them all down there, but I know all the ones bigger than Nikiska, because my life goal is to ski all the mountain resorts in the world.
Okay, that's
so
as
long as they're bigger than Nikiska, so 3 chairlifts and I think a couple thousand vert, then I'll ski it.
Jeez, that's a good goal, man. So what are you riding to do that? Epic, Indy, Icon, all of the above?
I did the Mountain Collective.
Okay, Mountain Collective's good.
And then just individual. I haven't made it broken into the States much. I've done Whitefish and Big and a couple down in Montana. But that's the goal is, probably get an Epic Pass or Icon and do a lot of them in the next couple of years.
That's awesome, man. And I think you'll be able to do it. You can almost be an ambassador for your own goggle company. Make sure everybody knows what you're wearing. That's what I do. I think that hat you're wearing right now is one of yours as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So you have everything covered. You got hats, goggles, sunglasses, love a good pair of sunglasses, everything, man. You are ready to go. And this has only been since for just over a year, you said.
Yeah.
So you're brand new, man. How's it from when you started and fired it all up? How's it looking? Are you doing good? Are people excited? How are things looking at Good Day Optics, man?
Yeah, I think, off the bat, it really started big. Like January, we had like huge numbers. I'm like, okay, I can do this full time.
Sure.
So then I hopped over and was like, okay, do it full time. And then now it's like, you realize it's a lot of work, and we grow every month. But
nice.
It's a hard growth, right? Like,
yeah,
it's not easy to start something.
No,
and
you're getting numbers, man. That's fantastic.
I think what I didn't realize is how much of the brand, like the optics industry, is owned by one company, and that's probably what keeps a lot of small people out.
Huh. That I didn't know. So when you see someone like Oakley well, for sunglasses, but like, what is it, Smith, Scott, and all these other guys for ski goggles, that's all one place, huh?
Not all one place. Oakley is, ski industry, not as much, and I'd have to do bigger details. Like, I know Smith is not owned by the same brand, but I think they have a bigger holding company that owns them.
Gotcha.
But Oakley is owned by Luxottica, and that's who owns 80% of the eyewear market.
Gotcha. Okay, see, now we're getting to it. Who knew? I didn't know that. I try to buy from independent companies as much as I can, because I just feel like it's better that way. I don't know. Maybe I'm a small business activist. I don't know, whatever. But I like a smaller company with a better product. That's a better price point. Your price points are running goggles around $2. And so with straps and everything included, 2 lenses, I believe. Yep. And hard case. That's not bad. That's on par, man. Like, I've seen goggles go for $400, $500, $600 US, and that's not a joke. Like, they're getting almost as expensive as the skis. Do you see that as a thing too? Like, since you've done the actual research, I could be just wrong.
Yeah, like, we talk in Canadian versus US dollar, but yeah, we've seen skis that they're goggles that sit in that 4 or 5 range in our price point too. And, I had started out in that price point. Like, we were like, oh, we'll be $400. And if you scratch, lose, or break them, we'll do whatever it takes to get you that new thing. And then what we did is we restructured it. So now we surveyed all our customers, surveyed like people who are following us, like, what would you rather do? Pay the price and never worry about it, or, let us allow it to bring it into a more approachable price, and then have just a shipping and processing fee. That we just send it out. because then we don't have to worry about all that stuff. And everyone said the second, so then that's what we did.
Oh yeah, totally, and I agree with that. I've dealt with that with the folks I use. They have a very similar deal, and the shipping processing fee works, man. It's not. I would rather personally, just like like you said, your other customers do as well, and I think that's great, man. Especially if you're willing to replace. Pretty much no questions asked. Like you said, you could run it over with a car, and if you need a tester to do that, I'm willing to break some stuff, man. That's a lot of fun to me. I don't know.
Well, I want to do it on TikTok, and like Instagram Reels, and we'll just have a question every day or each week, and be like, okay, what should we test it with, and hit and see whether it breaks or not. And at the end of the day, if we break it, doesn't matter because our warranty covers it. But like we could have people get hit by cars, drive it over, like. We'll just have like tree branches and start hitting people in the face with it and be like, oh, didn't scratch because our product's good. But if it does, we still have you covered.
That is a fantastic marketing idea. I love it. Do that. I will go get TikTok just to watch that. Yeah, happen to put it on like YouTube or something else too, and then I'll start there. But the point stands. That's friggin' fantastic, dude. It's awesome, man. It sounds like you do have a lot of fun over there too. I feel like that's part of your community, the idea of having the good days and all this.
Yeah, like that's where it's been from day one. And, as I've grown the brand, how I tell new people, it's like, when you first see us, you see a sunglass and goggle brand. But when you get to know us, you actually realize we're in the business of good days, not sunglasses and goggles.
Absolutely, and I feel like that's a wonderful thing because that's all anybody wants. I think is just to have a couple good days, and you can do that. Sometimes it's just a matter of will. I think. I don't know if you'd agree with that, but I think sometimes it's a choice.
Oh, 100%. Like I'm never gonna say watching my mom pass away in 17 days was good days, but there was good there. Like I got to spend all 17 days with my mom. I'm closer with my family than I've ever been, closer with my wife than I've ever been. I got shown that life is short, but I learned from it. So I am now building something to, focus on something more important than just money. Totally. And like all this stuff. And it's like, yeah. So yeah. And, you have to have that mindset. It's my mom's birthday was on the 18th, so 3 days ago. And so second birthday without her. And, you could be wallowing all the time, or it's going to be like, okay, this sucks, but I'm going to go do something.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful, man. I mean, if you can find your solace, whatever it is, that is a beautiful thing. If you can learn something in the experience, no matter how bad it is, that's a beautiful thing. There's something honorable there, admirable. It's beautiful. And the fact that you were able to start a company and take it into something that you yourself participate in. You are a skier or rider?
Skier. Used to snowboard, but now skier.
2 planks. Love it. That's all I know how to do. Me and snowboarding, we don't mix. Tried it. Can't get the hang of it. Too old to really work at it. I'll just do what I know. That's great. And you said you're going to ski a lot. Try and ski all these mountains. You're up there in Edmonton. There's some stuff around there. I think, again, over 500 active snow hills in both combined countries. That's a lot to keep track of. Even when I joke around with Doug Fish on the Indy Pass, they have 180 plus. I like anybody who can recite them all without reading it. I will give you a t-shirt. And if not, then you could probably lie to me because I don't know. I can't do it. I can name the ones here. I can't do any more. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. It sounds like you really got something going there. You have a good product. You've been having good reviews, it looks like. On the website, there's the reviews that are here, and people seem to not only, and again, you have the community aspect and then the product aspect, and people seem to love both. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Yeah, we have customers who just come for the product, and then we have customers who come for the community.
Awesome. And it looks like you're starting to branch out that community, man. What is this Stoke Hunters podcast, man?
Yeah, that's just, I've been having fun being on videocasts and other podcasts. So I said, hey, why don't I build my own podcast of having good days and hunting for them? And, there's a lot of people who know more than I do, have better good days than me. And so why not bring them on the show and highlight them?
That's awesome. That's really great. You're 2 episodes deep, it looks like, so that's good. So check that out, everybody. We'll link that too in the description. Also using Podbean, just like me, so wicked easy to find if you're using that to listen to the Ski Rex Media podcast. Just shoot over there. It's really easy to find. So that's cool, man. You got all kinds of stuff going on over there, dude. How are you awake? Like, I know you're 2 hours behind, but even with that said, I messaged him at 7:30 this morning. He got back to me. So I was like 5:30 in the morning, dude. You're busy. You're running this company. It's exciting, man. How tired are you?
Not too bad. Sometimes I get tired and I'll have a nap. But normal time is 7 in the morning, 6 to about 10. 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. is when I'm up.
To be young again.
Well, I have ADHD, so I take Vyvanse, so ADHD med, and helps with getting that like to go thing. So I'll, my dogs, and they wake me up at 4:30, 5 in the morning to get fed. So I'll go do that because otherwise I'm not going back to sleep. But then take my pill in the morning at 5, go back to sleep, and I'm up and going at like 6:45ish, 6:30ish.
It's pretty wild, man. So. Yeah. It's pretty wild life. Interesting issue, ADHD, ADD, other issues of this that are similar. I always advise snow sports for those of all types. Doesn't matter what you're dealing with. Get out there in the mountains or even indoors if you have an indoor place. We only have one here in North America right now, but we're getting more soon, hopefully. Shout out to Alpine X, John Emery. If you can get that done, let's get that done. But get out there, man. The physical activity, beautiful activity. Would you agree?
Oh, 100%. Like I got into mountain biking this summer. Yeah, this summer. Had never done it before, and it's helped out immensely with everything.
And like I said, it's becoming a huge crossover sport from skiing and riding and other snow sports to get onto a mountain bike, especially in the days, these new days of the e-bike. I haven't joined those ranks yet. I'm still riding pedals, but man, the mountain bike thing is huge. It's huge. I mean, did you think you were going to get into it, or did you just,
No, I never thought I'd get into mountain biking, and only reason I started was when my mom passed, had a little bit of disposable income, so I'm like, I'm gonna finally buy a bike. And I just got a little hardtail, so nothing crazy, because I'm like, I don't know if I'll love it or not. And then just started found some people who were going all the time, started going all the time. Then I would start waking up at 6:45 in the morning every day and go for like a 10, 12 kilometer ride. And then I started putting in 100 kilometers a week on a mountain bike, and then everyone's like, "You're a mountain biker." I'm like, "Oh, am I?"
Yeah, I would say so. 100K, dude. That's a lot for 1 week. That's pretty good though, man. Do that. Stay in shape. Keep the body straight. Keep the mind clear. I agree with that 100%. Get out there. Do it. Crush it. Do all that stuff. And all you mountain bike kids, man, another bonus, you're up in the hills where it's still cool out. If you live in a hot area, it gets warm here during the summer. Not super warm. Sometimes, I'm not going to lie. We hiked Killington on a day it was over 90 degrees at the top. I was very disappointed to get to the top and have it be 90 degrees, not like 50 or 60 or 70. That would have been nice. But if you go up even higher, Lord knows, in Nevada, one day I was just outside of Las Vegas. It was 65 degrees, went up to the mountains. It was 28 degrees, all within 45 minutes. It was wonderful. But what do I know? Dude, you have so much going on over there. So many goggles. I hope you can, let's see, but this is going to come out after Black Friday. There is a Black Friday sale going on, which there always is. That just shows you how small the world is getting. Black Friday used to just be an American pseudo holiday. Now it's round the world. And do you do shipping offshore or just US, Canada?
No, if someone finds me in Asia and wants it, or someone in Europe or whatever, I'll just ship it anywhere. Our main customers live in Canada and the US.
Totally. Absolutely. I mean, you're definitely here on this continent. We're all on the same continent, but shout out to our UK friends. We have plenty of UK friends now. If you need a pair of goggles or sunglasses or all the above or two of all the above, if you're like me, you like to keep a couple extra on hand because keep one in the car and one in the house just in case you go out on foot. Awesome, dude. Great. So let's do some plugs then, man. What do you want people to know? How can we find you?
Yeah, I mean, on all the channels, we're at Good Day Optics. Our biggest ones are Instagram, because that's what I have grown up with and good with. I want to get on TikTok and do more reels. Video is the hard part for me, as I'm not very good at filming. Website is gooddayoptics.com. Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Now, the thing is again, Jared and the company have fun. This is something I have to ask about. There's a pair of sunglasses. You can get them in black. They're called the Melissa. You can get them in black and non-douche white. What's the deal?
So when we made them, they're white sunglasses, but I'm looking at them. I'm like, well, they're not really the white from back in the day. Like, they're white, but not what everyone remembers, right? Like the big thick frame. I won't say any names because I don't want to. But like, you know, the douche bag sunglasses.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic, dude.
And then so I'm like, well, they're not really white. They're like this. So then I put on our chat, I'm like, so how do we call this? And we're like, you know, it's like, they were like clear white, off white, non-white. And then I just put as a joke, non-douche white, because like that was just in my head, and that was on our story. And then, you know, 80% voted for non-douche white. So then that's what we named it. And then now the fun thing is, like, we'll try to do like a little quick profile or like check people out. But it's like, to make sure that you're not a douchebag, because if you are a douchebag, we can't sell you the non-douche white sunglasses. So like, if we see photos of you like driving slow in the fast lane, cutting off grandmas, or like shoving them over, sorry, your order is going to change from the non-douche white sunglasses to like the black.
That's so awesome. That's hysterical. That makes me laugh really hard.
Yeah.
So there you go, douches. Don't do it. If you're going to buy a pair of glasses, live up to the non-douche label. Be nice. God, people today, I'll tell you, dude. This is amazing, man. I like the fun. I like the community aspect of it, man. I think that's great, and it's such a great selling point where you were right earlier when you were talking about profit as the driving force. And again, you're a business. You got to make money, 100%. Make your money. I agree with that. No problem. But there's more to the world than cash money.
And when you build a space for people, like, they don't have any reason to go. So like, you know, people support people. Yeah. So they don't go to any other brand after. So like, yeah, and
loyalists are wonderful. And you do some collaboration. That's actually something I was going to ask you about. You got any big names yet showing off your stuff? Do you want to? Do you even care?
I mean, what I've grown up with and like how I have built anything has always been on the small community side. Like, I built one of the largest, like, I couldn't get the numbers of some of the state ski clubs, but in the ones that I talked to, we were the largest campus ski club in the world. We were 2,500 students in a campus size of 11,000.
Not bad.
So 25% of our student body was in our ski club.
Not bad.
So, and
you
like
know
that
something about community building.
Well, it's not. Community isn't hard. It just takes time. You have to build a space where people feel valued, and you welcome them in. Like, when I built our ski club, you know, you can't describe a skier. Like, a skier is very vastly different. You might have an accountant who skis, and you might have a ski bum who skis, and very vastly different, but they have a shared path. So if you build a space for both of them, then they can hang out. And like, what we did was we focused on a lot of new people skiing. So like our international students who had come over for an exchange, who have never skied before, and we would help them get out into the mountain.
Good. I love that, dude. That is so awesome. And you're right. Everybody's got a different background. Everybody's got a different story, but we all have one thing in common. We're on a hill on fiberglass that's waxed up, running down mountains at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour or more. So what does that actually say about us? Dude, that's awesome. Good Day Optics. A lot of fun, everybody. Jared's been a lot of fun here. Check it out. Again, gooddayoptics.com. It's in the description. Check that out. If you're not driving, please check out the Stoke Hunter podcast. Check out everything Jared has going on. Check out all the links. A lot of fun. They have a lot of fun over there. Join the community, man. Join the community and then join a buy a pair of sunglasses. You might need it. It's sunny out sometimes. Not here. The sun doesn't shine here anymore. It rains, and it's still raining. It's awful. Dude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate this.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. And like, to continue on the conversation, like, our ski club, I'm nothing special. I just brought people together. So like, I've always looked as like the people, like, I would rather have someone who has like only 2K following, because they get more stoked about working with your group, and then talk about it more because they have a better connection with their friends. So things can grow a lot better than like if I had Shaun White or some big name wearing my brand, because he has a million companies poaching him.
Yeah, totally.
So then it's like, whoever pays him better, where it's like you can build stuff together and support each other and win.
And that's actually a very interesting point. His name will draw tons of people for anything. You down at Snowbound, man, the Snowbound Expo a few weeks ago in Boston. He was one of the speakers on Saturday. His audience dwarfed everybody's. And there were other athletes there, athletes who've been doing this for 40 years. Shout out to my friend Dan Egan. Been doing this forever, and his audience, Shaun White, but you're right. Smaller guys like you, like me, who are all community based, because that's what Ski Rex Media is, man. I'm community based just like you. That's why I was interested when you offered to come on and you said you would do it. I was like, that's great, because it's very similar. I know a lot of my fans. I've skied with a good amount of my fans. It's a lot of fun. We have a great time, and how often can you do that with somebody? Unless you know somebody. You know what I mean?
100%. And I don't know Shaun White. I'm just assuming, because big influencers or whichever big things, like, that's what you hear. I could be completely wrong. Could be the friendliest guy in the world.
Oh, he seems to be. Like, I don't know. The day he was there, I had to bang out before he got there, so I didn't get to talk to him directly. But some of the people I was hanging out with did. Some of my media friends out there, I have other media and podcasting and author friends and all this other stuff. And he's a lot of fun, I guess. And he's just a huge draw. But that's anything, Lindsay Jacobellis, another snowboarder, super name, was there. She was a big draw too, and she even had her book signed there. And you slap a pair of your glasses on her, they might get lost in the fray. You do it on one of us smaller guys, we're gonna talk you up, especially if you're like me, because I love to talk.
Well, and how many free ride world tour or X Game athletes, like competition people, are there? Like 200 in the whole sport?
Probably.
There's a lot more skiers and there's a lot more people out there. So it's the power of numbers.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Us street level guys, there's tons of us. We can fight. Granted, the athletes are in better shape, but we can fight them and win. We have numbers, and we have spunk. Dude, awesome. Thank you very much. I'm going to let you go. Like I said, hang on the line here for a few minutes. Jared from Good Day Optics, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. We'll see you out there. Who knows? Quebec maybe this year. Who knows about Western Canada? We'll see. Dude, have a good day out there, man. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And there he goes, Jared from Good Day Optics, the CEO and founder of Good Day Optics up there in the wonderful country of Canada. Again, shout out to our neighbors to the north. Jared's obviously a good boy, and he just wants you to have a good day, and I just want you to have a good day. So I hope you also have a good day today and tomorrow and the next day and whenever you're out doing whatever it is you have to do or want to do, for that matter. Thank you for listening to the Ski Rex Media Podcast again this week, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week, we have another brand new episode. It's already ready. It's already recorded. I just have to cut in all my ad reads and music and all that stuff, do all the editing, and it'll be ready for you next week. Same Ski Rex Media time, same Ski Rex Media channel, right? Right, maybe. I don't know. Ripping off Batman. But again, thank you for listening to Ski Rex Media and the Ski Rex Media Podcast. I do hope you enjoy it. Be sure to subscribe to the Ski Rex Media Podcast. That way you always know. You don't have to wait for me to tell you when the new episodes are out. You'll know immediately, whether you subscribe through Podbean, my podcast provider. Man, I am tongue tripping a lot right now. Whether you subscribe through Podbean, my podcast provider, or through your favorite podcast app, or even YouTube. It's audio only on YouTube as well, but it is there. Or if you head over to the Ski Rex Media Patreon, that link will be in the description. It is also patreon.com/skirexmedia. You can go in there. You can subscribe. You'll get it early. The podcast comes out on a Wednesday. You'll get it on the prior Sunday with no ad read. Save you some time there. What do you say? Not to mention some other new things that might be coming to that. I'll tell you all about that next week. Right? Right. Ski Rex Media is going into the print media. That's right. I've always liked to write, and I'm writing, and I'm going to be putting out something published, a couple somethings, maybe a few somethings when I get it all done or said and done or written and done. Thank you again, everyone, for listening, for tuning in. Have a good day. I will see you out there. Like I said, my season starts very soon. Now that all the non-ski events, the non-skiing snow sports events are done and covered, I'll be out there soon as well. Plus, I'll be at Whaleback doing the lifting thing a couple evenings a week. It'll be a lot of fun. I will see you out there. Have a good one, y'all, and have a good summer. Or summer. Have a good season. Summer! Talk about tongue tripping, everybody. Have a good season. I will see you out there, of course. And have a good one. Later.